Hey guys, it's Troy. Welcome to another video. Wearing a tie in public, social experiment. What difference does it make if you wear a tie? So the great Les Thomas, my colleague and friend, business partner of James, Tusk, of James Tusk and the team, on his own channel did a social experiment where he went out wearing a suit versus wearing like normal casual stuff like hoodies or whatever, and he gauged how people treated him differently when he was wearing the suit versus when he was wearing casual clothes. So I'm doing, I guess, a similar thing. I'm walking around Prague in a really touristy area where most people are on holiday, and I'm wearing a tie. And it's a Burberry tie as well. And the problem with Burberry is that it comes with certain preconceptions. So if you're in England and you're watching this, you'll probably think, oh, Burberry check, oh, it's shabby, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because we all think about the 90s when Burberry was sort of co-opted by the football lads, and it became synonymous with that sector of society. And it's sort of, I guess it was a PR nightmare, I don't know, for Burberry themselves, because it kind of got associated with a certain kind of, I suppose, not optimal class Britishness, you know, drunken sort of loutish behaviour and so on and so forth. But the truth of the matter is, the Burberry check is really beautiful, and Burberry is the British designer house. And when you look at it internationally, and particularly now, because look, I mean, all of that stuff, the football lads wearing the Burberry, etc., Stone Island, you know, this is all 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I mean, it's ancient history. And now, you know, you see so many Asian visitors to London who flock to the Burberry store on Regent Street and snap up all of their stuff. And, you know, they've got obviously stores in Dubai, in the Far East, in, you know, Southeast Asia, like all over the world, Russia, Latin America, everywhere, okay? And internationally, the brand is thought of probably differently than some people in the UK still think about it. Anyway, I got this tie. I love the Burberry check. I'm proud to be British. I'm proud to have a Burberry tie. And I'm walking around, and does it make any difference? I don't know, but I would say this. I popped into a couple of very expensive hotels just to check them out. I went for a cup of tea in the Aria, and I went to have a look at the Mandarin Oriental because I'm really interested in hotels. I love hotels, and I'm not staying anywhere particularly fancy on this trip, but I wanted to go and have a look. And then the night before, I'd gone to the day before, I got to the Four Seasons and had a cup of tea there as well, just to check it out, just to sort of go into those environments, because it's a side of Prague that I haven't really seen before, you know? And the only thing I would say is that yesterday I was wearing t-shirt and shorts, and I went to the Four Seasons, and it wasn't that, actually, nobody treated me dismissively. The people there, the staff there, were very respectful. You know, they treated me well, they were really polite. And of course, in this modern milieu, most people dress casually anyway. So you could be a multi-millionaire, we could be a billionaire wearing a t-shirt and a hoodie, okay? And socially, how does anybody know? Nobody knows, nobody cares, all right? But it was interesting that today, when I went to the Aria and then the Mandarin Oriental, which are also very upscale places, I felt like, and again, this might just be in my imagination, it might be something about the energy that I'm emitting today or whatever, but I felt like the level of respect from the people that were there, from the doorman, from the staff, etc., was just dialed up a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Intangible, really, but that was my feeling. Okay, and what's the difference? Well, the only difference is, well, I'm wearing a tie and a jacket and a shirt, okay? I'm not wearing just the tourist outfit, you know, shorts, t-shirt, whatever, all right? Again, almost imperceptible, but I think it was there. So what does this really mean? Well, I'm not suggesting go around wearing a tie all the time, but I think it still does have some cachet. Okay, and even walking in the streets, I could see people like looking at me or looking at, you know, and not in some huge admiring way, but with a sort of curiosity. Okay, because a man walking around wearing a tie and a jacket is unusual. Okay, and it still means something. It still counts for something. Now, I've actually never really been a huge fan of ties for much of my life, really. I love suits, I love suit jackets, I love tailoring, I love tailored suits, tailored jackets, I love designer jackets, etc. Ties, never been really big on. But recently, I started listening to a lot of Roxy music and Brian Ferry. And Brian Ferry, love him or hate him, and some people find him a little bit smug, a little bit smarmy, maybe a bit pretentious. He has rocked ties throughout his career, and in my opinion, look fantastic. Also, David Bowie as well, Morrissey, sometimes, different people. And you start to see the humble tie through a slightly different lens. It doesn't have to be a signal of conformity. It can hold a different sort of cultural resonance. Not rebellion necessarily, but in today's era, as I say, when you could go to Novikov in London, or you can go to Mayfair in London and people are wearing hoodies, suddenly wearing something that was once a bastion of polite society feels a little bit more like rebellion than maybe it once did. Okay? But it still signals status in a small way. Okay? And is that helpful to you? Well, it could be, yes. Because when you're looking at this in a dating perspective, the reality is it's a value exchange. Okay? Dating is a value exchange. And whatever you can do to try to amplify your value is going to be to the good. Because people are looking for value, okay? Are you showcasing value or not? Something to think about. Again, I'm not saying necessarily wear a tie. I certainly won't be wearing one the whole time. But it is something that I've reconsidered, and it's been quite interesting this afternoon, walking around wearing this thing. I'm probably going to take it off soon, because I'm going inside, and it's pretty hot. But it's been interesting, it's been good. And yeah, big fan of Burberry. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Do subscribe to my Substack if you haven't already, the link is below. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a like, drop me a comment, share, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.